Now, before we get excited about that perfect vanity, let me stop you right here because there is a reason professionals don't put most of these in their own homes. Don't misunderstand me. They look incredible in showroom. They look amazing on Pinterest. But in real life, unfortunately, they fail. And the worst part, you won't notice it on day one. You will notice it 6 months later when it's too late. Water damage, clutter, bad proportions cause daily frustration. And suddenly your dream bathroom becomes something you regret every single morning. So today I am breaking down 6 vanity mistakes that look expensive but leave cheap. And more importantly, what to do instead. Vanity 1. Cheap painted MDF vanities. Let's start with the most common mistake. Painted vanities. And look, I get it. And agree with you guys. They look amazing. Matte finish, soft colors and minimalist vibe. From a distance, for sure, they look expensive. But here is the reality nobody tells you. Bathrooms are brutal environments. Steam, humidity, water splashes, and daily use. Especially if you have kids. And MDF, it hates water. Once moisture gets through that thin paint layer, it's over. The edge starts swelling, the paint starts bubbling, and corners starts cracking. You know what is the worst part? Sorry to say that, but you can't fix it. Because the damage is inside. Of course you will ask me, Ceylan, what can we do instead? If you want that painted look, go for moisture resistant MDF with proper sealing, or better, lacquered finishes from reputable brands, or solid wood with waterproof coating. The last two options might cost a bit more, but trust me, you will thank me before it becomes a disaster. And here is the key. Always check if the inside is sealed, not just outside, because water doesn't care about aesthetics. Vanity 2. Real wood countertop vanities. This one looks beautiful, warm and natural. Spa-like, very trendy, but also completely impractical. Wood in a bathroom unfortunately is a losing battle. At first, everything feels perfect. Clean surfaces, soft tones, that calm luxury vibe. But the bathroom is not a showroom. It's a high moisture, high use environment. And wood doesn't forgive that. Water drops sit on the surface. Toothpaste splashes without you noticing. Soap leaves residue. And humidity builds up every single day. You don't see the damage immediately, but slowly it starts. The surface begins to stain. The wood starts to warp, edges darken, and eventually mold finds its way in. And unless you are the kind of person who wipes every drop the moment it lands, who maintains and reseals the surface constantly, it will fail. And let's be honest for a second. In a kitchen, you are careful. In a bathroom, unfortunately you don't. You rush, you splash, and you leave. And that's exactly why this setup doesn't survive in real life. So, what should you do instead? If you love the warm, natural look, you don't have to give it up. You just have to choose it wisely. Go for wood look quartz or porcelain slabs with a wood texture. Visually, you get the same feeling, the same warmth, the same aesthetic, but without the stress. No warping, no staining, and no constant maintenance. Just a clean, durable surface that actually works with your life. That's the difference between design that looks good and design that lasts. That's smart design. Vanity 3. Vessel sinks on standard height vanities. This is a design trap because visually it looks modern, clean and high-end. That bowl sitting on top feels architectural, intentional, almost like a statement piece. But functionally, it's a disaster. The problem starts with something most people don't think about. which is height. Vessel sinks at extra height, usually 5 to 7 inches, or let's say 20 centimeters. And that small detail changes everything. Suddenly, your sink is sitting too high, not comfortable, not natural. So you will ask, okay, Ceylan, but what is the problem? You start bending awkwardly every time you use it. Your posture feels off. Water doesn't go where it should. It splashes out onto the counter, onto the floor, unfortunately, onto you. And this isn't something you noticed immediately. But day after day, it becomes frustrating. And if you have kids, it gets even worse. They can't reach it properly. They struggle. They make more mess. What was supposed to be a beautiful feature becomes a daily inconvenience. Now, let's talk about something even more important: space, especially in smaller bathrooms. That bowl sitting on top, it takes everything. Your usable counter space disappears. There is nowhere for your toothbrush, nowhere for soap, nowhere for the things you actually use every day. So what happens? Everything ends up crowded around the edges. It looks messy, feels messy. And suddenly, that minimal design isn't minimal anymore. If you really love the look, there are smarter ways to approach it. You can lower the vanity to compensate for extra height, or choose a semi-recessed sink that sits partially inside the counter. But honestly, the best solution is still the simplest one: an undermount sink, clean lines, timeless look, and no visual clutter. And most importantly, it works. You can wipe water straight into it without thinking. No splashing, no awkward ankles. And of course, no wasted space. It's effortless, and that's the real difference. As I am always saying, design is not looks impressive for 5 seconds. It's about what feels right every single day. Simple and smart. Vanity 4: floating vanities with no storage. This is pure trendy design. Floating vanity, open space underneath. Clean, minimal, and beautiful. It looks incredible for about 3 days. Because real life doesn't look like a photo shoot. You don't just have a perfect countertop and nothing else. You have toiletries, hair tools, cleaning products, and extra towels, and all the random things that comes with daily life. And the moment you install a floating vanity with no storage, one question shows up immediately: where does everything go? The answer is simple: nowhere. So you start improvising. You bring in baskets, then boxes, then maybe extra shelf. And slowly, without even noticing, your minimal bathroom turns into a clutter. That clean, open look you loved, it disappears. Because open space without system doesn't stay open. It fills up. And here is the truth most people don't want to hear. Open storage looks great in photos, but it rarely works in real life. Because real life is messy, fast, unpredictable. You don't style your bathroom every morning, you use it. So, if you love the look of a floating vanity, you don't need to give it up. You just need to make it smarter. Choose a floating vanity with built-in drawers, hidden storage that keeps everything out of the sight but within reach. Or go for a hybrid design, something that combines closed drawers with small open shelf. That's why you keep the visual lightness without sacrificing function. Because good design isn't about removing everything. It's about hiding what needs to be hidden and keeping what matters simple. That's how you keep a space looking clean, even when real life happens. Vanity 5: high gloss lacquer vanities. This looks premium for sure. Glossy, reflective, and sleek. That instant luxury vibe. And in showroom, that looks amazing. But here is the reality no one tells you. Unfortunately, they show everything. Every fingerprint, water drop, every tiny bit of dust. every small scratch. At first, you don't notice it, but once you start using the bathroom daily, it becomes impossible to ignore it. You clean it, it looks amazing. Then 10 minutes later, it already looks dirty again. Because bathrooms are not controlled environments. There is constant humidity, constant splashing, and constant use. On top, glossy surfaces don't hide anything. They amplify everything. So, instead of looking clean, they constantly look slightly messy. And over time, unfortunately, it gets worse. However, on a matte surface, you would barely see them. But on glossy finish, they catch the light. They reflect. They become visible from every angle. So, what started as a luxury slowly turns into something that feels worn and high maintenance. And that's the key problem. Because real luxury is not something you have to fight to maintain. It should feel effortless. So, what should you do instead? Go for satin or matte finishes. They absorb light instead of reflecting it. They soften imperfections instead of highlighting them. They stay visually clean even when life happens. And more importantly, they feel calm, more refined, and more timeless. Because true luxury is not about shine, it's about comfort. It's about walking into your space and feeling relaxed, not constantly noticing what needs to be clean. That's the difference between something looks expensive and something that actually lives well. Vanity 6, overly small vanities. This is one of those mistakes that doesn't look like a mistake at first. Everything seems intentional, clean, minimal. You choose a smaller vanity because it looks lighter, more elegant, more designed. But what you are actually choosing is less space to live. Because the problem doesn't show up in photos, it shows up in real life. A tiny vanity means a tiny counter. A tiny counter means no space to actually use it. Where do your daily items go? Your toothbrush, soap, skincare, hair tools. They don't disappear. They start spreading. And the moment that happens, the space feels cramped. Not because the bathroom is small, but because it doesn't function properly. And this is where the frustration begins. You are constantly moving things around. You are constantly trying to organize a space that simply doesn't have enough capacity. So clutter builds up, surfaces get crowded, and ironically, the bathrooms starts to feel even smaller. And this is the trap. So, what should you do instead? Push your vanity to the limit of your space, not visually, but functionally. Choose the largest size your layout can realistically handle. Even a few extra centimeters makes a difference. They give you breathing room. They give your items place to go. They reduce visual noise without you trying. And suddenly, everything feels easier, cleaner, more controlled. Because good design isn't about making things smaller, it's about making things work better. Function creates comfort. And when comfort is right, the space automatically feels better. So now I am really curious. Which one of these are you currently using? And be honest with yourself. Is it actually working? Or are you just getting too used to it? Because that's what most people do. They design for look and then live with the consequences. Unfortunately, every single day. If you want your home to actually feel good, not just look, you need to start designing for real life. So tell me in the comments, what's one thing on your bathroom you regret to buying it? I read all the comments and trust me, you are not the only one making these mistakes. And if this video saved you from making an expensive design decisions, make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Designerist. I will see you in the next video. Until then, please stay safe.